On June 4, 2014, Parents and Youth for Change sponsored a public action in which Burlington High School Principal Amy Mellencamp pledged to develop a high school advisory program by September of 2015. So what is high school advisory? It is a structure that meets regularly in a small interactive group whose purpose is to ensure that every student is well known by at least one adult in the building.
The purpose of advisory is first and foremost to develop a relationship between an adult in the building and the students in that advisory.
High school advisory has been around in Vermont for over 40 years. Some of the first schools to implement advisory programs were U32 and CVU. In a 2014 study, it was discovered that in fact 53 out of 62 public high schools in Vermont have some form of advisory program. But what those programs look like differs from school to school. Most commonly, schools meet every day for between 15 and 30 minutes. Unfortunately, in many school systems, the advisory period is established before a common purpose for advisory is determined. This can lead the program adrift.
At the school-wide level, I think the most important thing is to have a common understanding of a shared vision about the purpose of advisory.
Giving students, faculty, and staff the opportunity to have input in building what it is.
The generally accepted functions for advisory are administrative, cognitive, which supports academics, and affective, which helps to build community in your school.
So within an individual advisory, I really believe that the most important thing is to create a group where the advisor and the students know each other really well.
In a 2014 study, all administrators and 3/4 of the advisors interviewed believed that personalized learning plans would be highly connected to advisory. How do you see personalized learning plans connecting with advisory?
So I think that personalized learning plans are an incredible opportunity because they recognize that we have to take into account students' passions and interests and individual pursuits if we want them to go far in learning. And so the only place, I think, the only school structure at present that's not bound by traditional silos of discipline areas is advisory itself. And that's the place where we're kind of looking at the whole student.
With the personalization of education, a fourth practice, metacognition, has emerged as a function of advisory.
The purpose of advisory is helping students make meaning of their learning.
Some of the programs had students incorporate their ideas into what should be happening in advisory, and I think that's really meaningful and valuable.
The teachers and the students interact with each other so that they have more of an understanding about their grades, and so that parents can also join in and have can talk with their students and their kids.
I really feel like the advisor has got to approach the time with their students as a really important part of the day. That I believe that they need to see their students as individuals, as people, and really just be comfortable connecting with their students on a human level.
Is that every time you meet, you spend some time sitting in a circle.
We always talk about it at school as share, connect, reflect, and I see advisors as helping students make those connections between disciplines, but probably most importantly between the discipline, between the learning and themselves and their lives. So it's really about making meaning.
I think that having leadership behind the advisory program so that both students and teachers are held accountable for implementing this to the best of their ability, and holding this with integrity for the students in particular, so that all students are having an equitable experience in advisory.
And in order to foster that feeling that everyone knows each other well, I think it's important to invest time at the beginning to really both do team building that creates a sense of community in the advisory as a whole, and to provide time for students to get to know each other individually, one-on-one with each other, as well as the teacher to get to know students individually.
It's been a really iterative process, and we've really looked at it both as we're moving and over the course of time.
What are some of the positive attributes that you have seen in some of the programs that you've researched thus far?
They were developmentally appropriate, so there was curriculum that was designed for each age group. They were coordinated by a person at the school who helped develop the curriculum and also supported the teachers through professional development. They had a really clear professional development process that supported the teachers as they learned how to become advisors, and then supported them along the way as they hit kind of roadblocks and obstacles that made it more challenging for them.
I think for us at Harwood, a real roadblock is the space that we have in our school to have advisory.
If advisory is only built in for 10 or 15 minutes a day, that's not enough contact time to build those relationships.
But I really feel like advisors need to approach their advisory with the same degree of seriousness, the same degree of importance as they do their other academic classes. And that when they don't do that, then I think the wheels just fall off.
The power, I think, of cultivating, both reflecting on learning experiences and as a way to queue up new learning experiences is got to happen in advisory. It's the only place we have really for that at present.